Alright guys, Smoking Bears here. I got Pete from Pete's Interest. Cheers. We need to get her uploading some more videos, so please get on her. Today's recipe, it's getting chilly out, so I was going through the freezer and found some a bag that I had set aside just for this recipe. It is Brunswick stew, and I got this recipe out of this book, Peace, Love, and Barbecue, written by Amy Mills and Mike Mills. I got it on the Kindle, and so I had to copy and paste and email and print and all that stuff. So I got the recipe. I'll put a little video up, or shot of it up in a minute. But it is Crockpot recipe, so we got the Crockpot set up.
Ohio State Crockpot.
That's true. Go Bucks!
Woo!
It calls for cream corn, but I had these ears of corn out in the freezer that I'm gonna cut off the cob and get some cream from that, and then we're going to brown up our ground sirloin. So that's where we're at. Cheers. All right, so we have 2 pounds. We're just going to go ahead and brown it up. I only need 1, so I'll brown it all up, and then I'll take half. Corn that I'm using came out of a guy I work with. It was in his garden, so we had shucked it, and I vacuum sealed it and froze it. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show Bear Cup how to do this, and she's going to do it to the rest of them. I'm just going to take the old hickory, kind of just cut it off the cob, just like so. Now I'm going to take the back of the knife and I'm going to run it down the sides. Now you know I'm probably doing it wrong, but that's okay. There's some of it I got too deep. I cut down too deep right here, so I'm not getting anything. But anyway, this is what we're going to attempt to do. Feel free to use a 16-ounce can of corn. All right, Bear Cub, let's talk about what you're doing. Let me hold the cutting board.
I'm struggling.
Yep. Be careful, because that old hickory is sharp. What's really cool about this, you guys may not know, is that old hickory was my grandmother's, so would be Bear Cub's great grandmother's, and we did a lot of corn with her. They grew their own. We used to do a lot of corn with them. Don't cut too deep. Yep, flip it over and scrape. What I'm noticing with the other corn is, because it was frozen, it's not as milky as it would have been if it was fresh. Alright, so you guys have seen my little Buckeyes Crockpot thing. What I'm going to put in there is these Crockpot liners. Awesome. These things are badass. They help with easy cleanup. Just like so. All right, so looking at the recipe, we're browning the beef now, but then it says to cook your chicken parts in there. I already got smoked chicken, so we're just going to skip on down to this part where we just add it all into the pot, and then we put all the ingredients in the pot and go 3 hours on high. This is pulled pork and pulled chicken. Going in. That's about, I don't know, a couple pounds of each. So this is going to be a nice big filling stew. Now we'll go in the slightly creamed corn. Didn't get a lot of cream off of it, but I think it'll be alright. I'm going to do a 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar. Let's go with our 28-ounce can of tomatoes. Let's do our 1/4 cup of ketchup. Right about like that. 1 tablespoon of butter. We got our meat browned. Try to tilt it this way so all the grease goes here, and I'm going to pull from the top. And I want about half of this. I got a slotted spoon.
What's next?
Looks like half a teaspoon of kosher salt, finely ground. So I'm going to use the Himalayan pink salt. Let's go with, it's more like a teaspoon, but it's a big pot. Okay. And then I've got a teaspoon and a half of black pepper. You got it? Mm-hmm. A little more now. Yep. Just pour that over top. And then it says cayenne, but I'm not a huge cayenne fella, so I'm going to use jalapeno powder. And it says a teaspoon. So we're going to go about that much. Now be careful, because that stuff will light you up. Now we got to give this a mixaroo, right, Gary? And we're just going to try to mix this up. It may need more liquid from what it looks like, and we'll deal with that when we get there. Get that mixed up. That's all the liquid it said to put in, so we'll go from there. And it says cook on high for 3 hours. Alright, it says cook on high for 3 hours, so we're going to set our timer and we'll be back. Alright, so after 3 hours, we kicked it from high to low for 2 hours. Man, this thing is smelling good, and I stirred it a couple times. Let's unearth. Oh my goodness. Smells wonderful. Wow. Let's see, it's bubbling pretty good. Yep. And in the directions, it says it has to look like Georgia clay. Well, I don't know about you, but it looks like South Carolina clay to me. Got the nice color in there. Look at that. I was worried about it not having enough liquid in there, but looks like it's got enough in there. So let's plate this up. Yeah, buddy. And there we go. Alright, so let's do the taste test. See the stew. Let's dive in. See, it's a let it cool down just a little bit so I didn't burn myself, but it's still pretty hot. Oh, that one burned me. Man,
That's pretty good.
that's got a lot of flavor popping out. It's got a barbecue-y flavor, which is kind of surprising because it didn't have any barbecue sauce in it. It's just the rub from the pork, the cooked down, the tomatoes, the ketchup, and the vinegar. Salt and pepper. Put some jalapeno powder in there, but you don't really get the heat from that. You know, called for cayenne, but man, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I give it a thumbs up.
Get approved.
That's kid approved. That's awesome. Again,
Peace,
Right.
love, and peace and.
if you guys ain't read this book, check it out. I highly recommend it. A lot of great stories about barbecue, competition barbecue. It's full of recipes. I like this Brunswick stew. It's different than any Brunswick stew I've made before. I like it. All right, guys, that's Smoking Bears. We're out. Remember, a family that barbecues together,
Stays together.
a family that cooks together,
Stays together.
and we eat together,
We do.
and we hopefully stand together.
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody. Have a great week.
Later.